God damn it, Jingles. You're a terrible person. You just had to do this, didn't you? You had to announce your contest right in the middle of when I'm horribly sick and my voice doesn't work.
And worse still, you just had to announce it for convention weekend when I was working my ass off at the Montreal Comic Con.
Alright then, so I guess there's not much left to do other than to dust off some old replays and try and cobble together a video out of them. Well, maybe not this old. Alright, so a more recent replay, one with a good amount of damage. I don't think this is gonna work. Nothing interesting ever happens in tank destroyer replays, right? It's all about them just camping in the bushes all game and lobbing shells at long range. There's nothing exciting about it. It's not like, you know, a bunch of mediums suddenly ambushes you out of nowhere from all directions. Besides, if that was to happen, you'd be dead, right? There's just no way a tank destroyer will defend itself at close range on that. These tank destroyers are boring. Where's the drama? Where's the action? Where are the close-range firefights? Where's the sideways sliding and blasting people into oblivion from close range? Where's the tension that keeps you on the edge of your seat as you wonder if your truck will be repaired in time or not? Yeah, I guess we'll just have to rule out tank destroyer replays. So how about we look at something more exciting? You know those times where you get a game where the team is losing absolutely horribly, and then of course it's up to you to try and carry the game for them. You end up fighting off enemies coming at you from all directions with a constant artillery barrage falling on your head. And just as you finish one, there's somebody else shooting at you, and more artillery falling on your head. See, that's more like it. Now that's drama, that's action. There's always something going on here. And there's always even more artillery falling on your head. And then when you finally get moving just in time to avoid another shot, you get to take revenge on the first of the artillery units, narrowly dodging yet another shot. You get your engine set on fire by the sneaky tank destroyer. You proceed to eradicate said tank destroyer. Then you proceed to find the second of the artillery pieces. And then you ram the last remaining enemy to death. Well, that's a good replay then, what's not to like about it? Well, it's a bloody KV-1, that's what, and playing in its own tier as well. Anybody can do that in a KV-1. The way this tank's armor is pretty much equal on all four sides. All you have to do is just park it at 45 degrees and watch the resulting frustration, the boiling rage, the righteous fury as you're accused of hacking, or cheating, or modding, or whatnot. And apparently, even in a tier 7 game, bringing a KV-1 is somehow unfair to your opponents. Seriously, this tank is so good at padding, it should be driven by Andron accountants. This thing is shamelessly overpowered and it's more padded than Pamela Anderson's. Alright, so we've established that doesn't work either. So let's look at something else. So let's look at a very high damage IS-3A game on the Mannerheim line. Except, you see, even in this case it just doesn't feel right. I suppose this is the reason why I haven't really uploaded a new video to the GuP Alliance channel. At least, you know, my own gameplay video. In more than a year. Because even if I get a really good result, it just doesn't feel particularly special. Let's just consider what we're looking at here. We just have a bunch of brawling tanks exchanging fire around the corner. Poking, shooting, withdrawing again. And the one that's being slightly more accurate and better timed than the other is going to win this. With a very impressive damage count. But in the end, even if the game was very exciting to play, I guess it's just not that exciting to watch again. I suppose it might be interesting from a technical point of view, but it's mostly just tedious, I guess. It lacks that fun factor. Oh look, that bird that's been spamming us when we were down there has never really relocated. Huh. So there we have it, another over 4,000 damage game at tier 8. Yay. And yet it just doesn't feel Jingles worthy. Oh, I know. We will settle for this one. Firstly, I'm platooned with Zealot, my clanmate. And awesome clanmates are the primary reason why I enjoy World of Tanks so much. Secondly, we get to do a dual replay with 2 points of view. It seems many players dislike Assault mode in Karelia, quite vocally at that. I used to as well, but it's grown on me quite a bit. So we have something of our Pravda way of dealing with this map when we're playing defense. And our approach generally consists of sending a sizable force to the northeastern corner, clearing it out entirely, destroying everything there as quickly as possible, and then rushing back to the starting position to help defend the other side. Except there's only 2 of us in the platoon, we've split between the 2 flanks, and the battle doesn't play out the way we normally plan for. You see, Zealot's AMX-50 isn't exactly a frontline tank, so is simply providing long-range defensive fire on the southern flank, while I'm not entirely certain if the force that came up here with me is sizable enough to deal with this corner, and so I end up being a bit more careful here. Okay, that was embarrassing. Pretend you didn't see that shot. Being very used to how this map normally plays out, I do not expect the Centurion to be alone up here. Hence, I will actually waste way too much time up here, during which our losses start tracking up a bit. It's a bit of a dick move on my part, letting this IS-3 take hit first. But now it's blatantly obvious the Centurion is all alone up here. Except he wasn't all alone, there was this Woozy with him. Why this guy was sitting way back here, I have no idea. He certainly wasn't contributing anything to the exchange of fire we had earlier. He wasn't contributing eyes either. Oh, come on. Zealot continues to keep the southern side well in check, which is why I break off from our usual strategy a little bit and decide to go after the Woozy. Which is a bit of a gamble, but given how... Wait, what is he doing? As I was saying, it's a bit of a gamble, but seeing how the team is holding up relatively well, it might actually pay off, hence I decide to push this flank further, even though the IS-3 turns back to defend. Well then, onwards to the canyon, all by myself. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, etc., etc. And this results in a completely uneventful journey, meaning that whoever the enemy team has on top of the hill, or down south, either react very late to losing the northern flank, or didn't even notice it at all. Because who even bothers looking at the minimap nowadays, am I right? Well, they certainly don't, which is why, even though they still have us outnumbered, not even that anymore. They are about to lose control over all the key points of the map. And there we go, there's an Object 704 who was caught completely off guard, was facing the wrong way and therefore decided to just drive straight on off the cliff, which now puts our team in control of the entire valley, uncontested. And it's a great spot to use the T-175's magnificent turret. And holy crap, my voice has gotten deep. Wow. Guess that's one benefit of being sick and having a sore throat. I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. How is it every time I spot, I'm so surprised I'm up here on the hill? Does nobody read the map anymore? Seriously. Has it really become a lost mythical art of some kind? So now as we had the middle of the map in a crossfire from 3 different directions, we managed to pull the scores back. Note, however, there still has been absolutely no reaction from the enemy team. Not a single tank came racing from the south to retake this hill, such a key position. Meaning either they still don't bother looking at the map, or it's something slow and heavy coming this way. Either way, that means I still have plenty of time to puncture more holes, and then from the safety of this hill, I'm sitting way back behind this line of trees here. Perfect concealment, relying simply on spots provided by the rest of my team on the other side of the valley. This means I'm perfectly safe here until somebody actually bothers to come here directly. By now the enemy team is way too decimated to actually mount a proper push. Just look at that guy pulling back under constant fire from Zealot. Meanwhile, an E4 retreats a little bit too far and comes into my field of fire. So there is absolutely nothing they can gain by just sitting there in that position. They have to come up here and do something. Meanwhile, Zealot and the rest of our team have left their entrenched positions and are now actively pursuing what's left of the red team. All while I'm still pouring fire into this unfortunate E4 that really has nowhere left to go. Oh look, finally! Finally someone from the red team realized what was going on and actually bothered to come up here. I wasn't even expecting this anymore, hence I completely fumbled that turn. Well, I didn't manage to hide the entirety of my ass behind the rock, but it doesn't matter anymore. The final countdown siren goes off. Now, I thought for a moment I took fire from behind, but apparently it was this FV. And all I have to do now is keep him looking this way, because Zealot is rushing up the canyon now and he's about to come right up on his ass. Oh, there he is, look at that. As Jingles would say it, it's time for some surprise butt sex. Better yet, it's some proper spit roast action now. So the FV215 will be turned around completely, obviously hoping we'll have an easier time scoring some final damage against the AMX. Not today. So all that's left on the enemy team is a lone KV4 lost out there somewhere. And our Krilla 15 puts him out of his misery in the final seconds of this game. And with that wrapped up, here are the results. First class mastery badge for 5,665 damage. Spotter, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, Steel Wall, and of course, Top Gun. Now Zealot on the other hand has scored over 6,000 damage. And although he technically only had 1 kill, keep in mind that his monstrous damage output is what kept the enemy team at bay on the southern flank and prevented them from mounting any kind of meaningful push. Bloody shame, all that damage and the Confederate award only translated so little experience though. I may have been top on experience earned, he was definitely number 1 in damage dealt. So I feel he got a little bit shafted in the experience department. Either way though, great game was a great game, and we hope you enjoyed it just as much as we enjoyed making this video. And with this, Comrade John Boy signing off. Man, I really need to give my throat a break.